Hi, I'm Katie Turk, and today we are going to be talking about responding with empathy to a problem or a situation. Um, so, part of responding to a situation or problem with empathy is part of EMR. And EMR is a system or a procedure that has been adapted and adopted by the AmeriCorps program. And through this program, it is set to build relationships and provide students with the ability to use their voice, to grow in safety and trust, and also provide those skills to students that they may not get elsewhere. EMR is short for establish, maintain, and restore. So this program has actually been adapted to other frameworks and other, I'm so sorry about that, and other programs. As I was saying, EMR has been available through the AmeriCorps, but it's been adopted to the helping professionals and to the mental health field, including SAMHSA, which is a very large mental health program. So in EMR, there are three distinct portions of the program itself. The first one is established. These have protocols like banking time, gathering and reviewing, and acknowledging. Also, positive greetings. This is where we're building that relationship with students. These could be difficult students or just students that we interact with often, but these are where we're establishing that protocol, that behavior, that relationship and connection. Next, we have maintain. These are the practices in order to maintain our relationship. So this can come after establish. This can also come after you've had to restore the relationship. So you just keep coming back to these practices of maintaining. And there are strategies that are like the 5-to-1 ratio in responding to empathy, which we're going to talk about. And then we have restoring. These are practices to restore the relationship after there's been some harm or after there's become some strain within the relationship for some reason. And some examples of restoring practices would be letting go of previous interactions, taking responsibility, and then collaborative problem solving. So now I'm going to watch a video about the difference between empathy and sympathy. A lot of people get these mixed up, and then there's some overlap between it. So we're going to watch a quick video by Brene Brown that talks about the difference between empathy and sympathy.
So what is empathy, and why is it very different than sympathy? Empathy fuels connection. Sympathy drives disconnection. Empathy, it's very interesting. Teresa Wiseman is a nurse scholar who studied professions, very diverse professions, where empathy was and came up with 4 qualities of empathy. Perspective taking, the ability to take the perspective of another person or recognize their perspective as their truth. Staying out of judgment, not easy when you enjoy it, which is most of us do. Recognizing emotion in other people and then communicating that. Empathy is feeling with people. And to me, I always think of empathy as this kind of sacred space when someone's kind of deep hole and they shout out from the bottom and they say, I'm stuck, it's dark, I'm overwhelmed. And then we look and we say, hey, I'm down. I know what it's like down here. And you're not alone. Sympathy is, woo, it's bad, no. You want a sandwich? Empathy is a choice, a vulnerable choice, because in order to connect with you, I have to connect with something in myself that knows that feeling. Rarely, if ever, does a response begin with at least. And we do it all the time, because you know what? Someone just shared something with us that's incredibly painful, and we're trying to silver lining it. I don't think that's a verb, but I'm using it as one. We're trying to put the silver lining around it. So I had a miscarriage. At least you know you can get pregnant. I think my marriage is falling apart. At least you have a marriage. John's getting kicked out of school. At least Sarah is an A student. But one of the things we do sometimes in the face of very difficult conversations is we try to make things better. If I share something with you that's very difficult, I'd rather you say, I don't even know right now, I'm just glad you told me. Because the truth is, rarely can a response make something better. What makes something better is connection.
And I just love that last line, what makes something better. Sorry about that. What makes something better is connection. And we know that students want that. We know that adults want that. They want that connection. We're made for connection. And doing the EMR process and responding with empathy gives a really great bridge to make that connection so that relationships and connections can just be better in general. So in order to respond with empathy, this is the process that can turn a problem behavior that may be continuing into teachable moments to where we're going to provide it in a positive way rather than a negative way, and like influence them to make a choice that will be better for them and better for the group that they're with. So the first part of this is to make an empathy statement. In an empathy statement, you put yourself in that student's shoes to try to understand the feelings and the thoughts behind the action. You're not saying that this is the correct action, but this is a way to form that connection between them. You can do this by asking questions. Hey, what's going on? How are you doing? You can also make a prediction and then see if you're correct. Hey, you seem really upset. Is that how you're feeling? Did this happen specifically? Is everything okay at home? That sort of thing. Next, you're going to label the behavior concern. This is where we give a factual statement of what we can see. This is where we're not guessing on what they feel and tell them why they feel it and tell them. We're just saying what you're doing right now, accessing that website, you're not supposed to be on that. This is something that they can see, that they can't argue with you about it. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to label the desired behavior, but we're not going to say it in a negative way, like, don't do that. We're going to put a positive spin on what we want, the desired behavior. I'd like you to do this. I would like you to do this. Putting it in a positive way makes it more likely that they're going to do that because you're telling them what you would like to do and what they should do. My brother is really good about hearing something and then wanting to do the complete thing that you've told him not to do. I feel like some of our students could be like that. So just framing it in a positive way makes them more likely to do the behavior that is desired. Next, you're going to give them a rationale. Give them the reason why you're saying that. The reason I'm asking you to get off that website and to go onto this website is because you need to have the assignment turned in to the end of class. This website is also a distraction for those around you. Next is the decisional dilemma. You're going to lay out the choices. If you do this, this will happen. If you do this, this will happen. Then give them think time to actually decide. It's really awkward sometimes to have that break and to give them time to think because we want them to rush to the decision so that we're making the decision for them. We have to give them the time in order for them to make a choice. It may not be the choice that we want, but we're still giving them the choice in itself and letting them choose it because they're going to choose the consequence either way. Of the desired behavior, the consequence is beneficial. The not desired behavior, that consequence is going to be negative. Lay out those choices. Give them time to think and choose. Next, you're going to give them feedback. If they choose the desired behavior, thank them. Give them additional feedback. If they don't, you may have to say additional things about why you believe that that's not going to be the best choice for them. This may be other consequences of the behavior that they might not have thought of. If the student chooses the desired behavior, recognize that's a good choice. But you also need that feedback because clarity is kindness. You may also have to go back to 3 and 4 to kind of redo this. Okay, if they don't choose the correct one, there will have to be consequences. You can't just fall back on that. And that's where responding with empathy, the maintaining and the establishing is going to be really important for when you have to go back and say, oh yeah, we've had this relationship, but now we've got to build on it. We've got to fix it again. So that is EMR and responding with empathy. Thank you guys so much. I've appreciated it.